A Rover's Story by Jasmine Warga. This is a story of resilience, a rover that was built at the Jet Propulsion Laboratory in California and later sent to Mars. Resilience is based on the real rover called Perseverance. Resilience, or RES for short, develops human-like feelings for his builders and coders, and unlike the other rover, Journey, doesn't understand RES. This story covers several years as the rovers are built, programmed, and tested before finally being sent to Mars in separate missions. On the voyage to Mars, we meet Fly, a drone who will assist Rez in his mission. Upon arrival, Guardian is there to help guide Rez. Rez faces challenges and adversity while on Mars, but pushes through. There are some chapters interspersed where Sophie, the daughter of one of the developers, writes letters to Rez to express her feelings, kind of like a diary. This book is a great choice if you like science fiction. Also, it's like The Wild Robot, and it's very similar to the movie WALL-E.
Invisible, the graphic novel by Christina Diaz Gonzalez, follows the story of 5 middle schoolers who are tasked with cleaning the cafeteria every morning for community service hours. Although they've been grouped together due to their Spanish-speaking abilities, and it looks like they have nothing else in common, they soon discover that they are more alike than they think. The story shows the perspectives of all 5 of the middle school students. There's George, the nerd, Daria, the tough girl, Nico, the rich kid, Miguel, the athlete, and Sarah, the loner. All of their stories show that there is more to a person than just their physical appearance. When trouble comes their way, they have to help each other out in more ways than one. This graphic novel is perfect for readers who love graphic novels, adventure books, and stories about friendship. Invisible is also great for readers who loved New Kid by Jerry Craft or A Smile by Renee Telgemeier.
Wayward Creatures by Dayna Lorentz. Gabe, age 12, is feeling alone and isolated. His father lost his job. Mom is now working full-time to make up the lost income. Older sister Liz is studying for the SATs, and his old friends Owen and Leo have drifted away after a summer at soccer camp. When Owen and Leo agree to hang out one afternoon, they invite Taylor from soccer to come. Gabe sees Taylor as competition with his friends. Desperate to be relevant, Gabe steals some old fireworks from a convenience store, and the boys proceed to set them off. When Taylor continues to tease Gabe, Gabe aims a firework at Taylor's feet, and the dry grass catches on fire. While the other boys panic and run off, Gabe attempts to put it out, but it spreads into the forest. Meanwhile, in the forest, Rill, a young coyote, is tired of trying to teach her young siblings how to hunt. She decides she's had enough and tells her parents she's leaving the pack. Rill is severely injured in the fire and takes refuge in a small cave. Gabe, doing community service for setting the fire, finds Rill and brings her food and water, keeping her secret so the game warden doesn't find her. This book is told in alternating points of view, Gabe and Rill. The two become semi-dependent on each other to survive physically and psychologically.
Chester Keene Cracks the Code by Kekla Magoon. Chester Keene is all about order and routine. The one unknown thing in his life is his father. He's never known his dad, but Chester is sure that he is a spy. This is because his father sends him gifts from time to time, items like binoculars, spy kits, etc. When Chester finds an email address in one of the packages, he begins writing back and forth with his father. Because of this correspondence, Chester believes his father is in trouble when a mysterious clue appears on his front door. He realizes he must solve the puzzle to save his dad. This story deals with a lot: bullying, friendship, blended families, forgiveness, and we can't forget an actual bank heist. You will definitely be rooting for Chester from the very first page.
The Canyon's Edge by Dusti Bowling. It's Nora's birthday, and she and her father are going hiking in a slot canyon in Arizona. 1 year ago, Nora survived a mass shooting that permanently injured her father and killed her mother. Both of them are suffering from PTSD. Dad has withdrawn himself and Nora from society, with Nora being homeschooled. Nora would like to go back to school and make new friends, which Dad flat out refuses. During the hike, a flash flood rushes through the canyon, separating Nora from her father as he is swept away. When the water recedes, Nora, who has lost all of her supplies in the flood, must find her father. She must use her knowledge and conquer her fears if she is to survive. The story is told in 3 parts, the middle part in various verse formats. This is how Nora works through her trauma, through poetry.
In the novel Cookies and Milk by Shawn Amos, it's the 1970s, and Ellis Bailey's parents' recent divorce is ruining his summer. He is spending the summer with his dad, and he is not psyched. His dad's big plan is for them to fix up a run-down A-frame building on the seedy end of Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood, California, and turn it into a chocolate chip cookie shop. And they only have 6 weeks to make this happen. Luckily, Ellis has his best friend, his harmonica, and the music of Muddy Waters, his favorite blues musician, to help him cope. There are other interesting characters, like Ellis's stern but wise grandma and DJ Wishbone. DJ Wishbone has a radio show, and he introduces Ellis to funkadelic music. The grayscale illustrations by Robert Paul Jr. will help you visualize some of the scenes and styles of the 1970s. Mishaps, family drama, and communication problems make this cookie store project seem impossible. Can Ellis and his dad get it together and bring some sweetness into their neighborhood? Or is this another one of Ellis's dad's great ideas that is destined to fail? My favorite thing about this book is Ellis's ability to connect with the people in his community. Told from Ellis's point of view, this book has a lot of heart.
I have some questions for you. How do you pick a best friend? Do they have the same interests as you? Do they like the same people as you? Do they like playing sports or reading books like you? Or are they completely opposite of you and what you like? The thing is, most people don't go around just picking others to be their best friends. It just kind of happens. Your best friend could have so much in common with you, or could be completely different. In the story Falling Short by Ernesto Cisneros, Isaac and Marco are best friends, but they are completely different. It's amazing that they are friends at all. Isaac loves sports, especially basketball. He really doesn't like school at all. He even struggles so much and misses so many assignments that his parents are always arguing about his school progress. Marco, on the other hand, loves reading, learning, and participating in academic clubs. He really doesn't like sports at all either. Marco's parents are divorced, and his dad doesn't pay much attention to him. Marco does believe that if he could get into sports, his dad would want to be more involved in his life. Isaac and Marco truly have nothing in common. They couldn't be more different. But they always have each other's backs. Neither Isaac nor Marco will let anything bad happen to the other, even if it means putting himself in harm's way. Now, more than ever, they need each other's help. Can Isaac teach Marco basketball? Can Marco help Isaac with school? Read this amazing book and see just what best friends will do for each other.
Tumble by Celia C. Perez. Adela Addie Ramirez lives with her mother and stepfather Alex in Thorne, New Mexico. She has never known her father or anything about his family, so when Alex proposes a formal adoption, Addie becomes more curious about the secret her mother has been keeping for 12 years. Addie finds an old photo in her mother's closet from when she was a baby with both of her parents in it. Using this as a clue, she discovers that her father is Manny Bravo of the renowned Bravo luchador wrestling family. Addie convinces her mother to let her visit her father and his family so that she can get to know more about her background. This is a heartwarming, realistic novel about finding out who you are. Wrestling matches and lingo feature prominently. Addie gets to know her father's extended family and finds the part of her that was missing.
I would like to tell you about a wonderful book with two very unique characters. Aurora is outgoing and outspoken. Frenchie is autistic and has never spoken a word. They have been best friends ever since they were in class together in the 3rd grade. That was the year Frenchie chose Aurora as his person. That was the year Aurora chose Frenchie as her best friend. They've been in class together ever since. Now, Aurora always watches out for Frenchie. But this summer, they each received their letters telling them what class they will be in for the 6th grade. When they opened the letters, they found out they would not be together. Aurora is so upset because she's not going to be able to take care of Frenchie. This disappointing news is the opening of the book. Anybody here seen Frenchie by Leslie Connor? Now, what will Aurora do without her best friend? Frenchie is unable to speak, but Aurora can tell just how he feels. Then, 6th grade begins. Aurora starts making new friends, which rarely happened before. So maybe not having Frenchie in class isn't so bad after all. Even though they are not in the same class, Aurora still watches out for Frenchie. She brings him to class every morning. Well, almost every morning. One particular morning, Aurora was so focused on her new friends that she didn't realize Frenchie never made it to his class. Matter of fact, Frenchie went missing that day. What would you do if your best friend went missing? Author Leslie Connor has a fantastic way of making you really care about Aurora and Frenchie. You won't want to put this book down, reading it until you find out what happens.
Welcome to Diary of a Wimpy Kid meets Norse mythology. If you are familiar with the Avengers movie franchise, then you already know Loki. He is the ultimate trickster god, and of course, often an unwilling companion to Thor. Loki makes trouble for others, which usually means he ends up getting in trouble himself. In Loki, A Bad Guy's Guide to Being Good by Louie Stowell, Odin, the leader of the Norse gods and goddesses, has reached his limit. Loki has gone too far with his pranks. Something has to change. This is how Loki ends up banished from Asgard and is sent to live on Earth, in the body of an 11-year-old boy. Loki is given 1 month to convince Odin that he can change his ways. Odin keeps his eye on Loki by using a magical diary. The diary gives Loki a score based on his good behavior. As you can imagine, he is not a fan. Will Loki succeed in his task, or will he be thrown out of Asgard forever? You'll have to read to find out. This is book 1 in a series.